Hey together, my name is Sebastian, and in the next 10 minutes I want to talk with you about goal setting in 220. The reason why I do this little, video workshop, however, is because in the last few weeks I talked with many people about the topic goal setting, especially for the year 220, and if I ask them, okay, what are you really want to achieve in 220, the answer was always like, okay, yeah, I want to be financially independent, or I want to have this and that goal. And for me it's always like, okay, but how do you actually get to this goal? And then there's most of them don't have an answer for that. So what I want to do here is to whoever sees this video, like, help you to achieve the goals you set to yourself for the year 220. So the first thing, like how this works, is like I kind of always like set questions, and you will see them here. And the best way for you to really get the most out of this video is to make a pause, like pause the video and actually do the task I tell you. So, for example, the first thing I want you to do is to write 5 things down what you really proud of, what you've done in the past. Like, write it down, like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. 5 things you've done in the past that you're really proud of. And what I want you to do now is like to pause the video and really write it down. And if you can't do it now, then watch the video at home or whatever, but really do it. Like really write it down. It's so important. So 5 things what you're really proud of, what you've done in past years. Could be like anything what you're really proud of. So, if you have done this, what I want you to do next is think about what do you want in the next 10 years. And I don't want you to write down like 2 or 3 things. No, I want you to write down at least 50 items. What do you want to achieve in the next 10 years? Pause and write it down and really do it. Think about different topics like relationship, finance, startup or business or friendship, families. Like there are so many different topics, but think about at least 50 items what you want to achieve in the next 10 years. It could be, for example, where you want to travel to, how much money you would have at this and this age, what kind of business you want to open. So write it down, and at least 50 items. If you've done that, what you can do now is that take a look at every single item and write beside of it like at which year you want to achieve it, and make 1 year, 3 year, 5 year and 10 year. Like, this and that goal I want to achieve in 1 year, this goal I want to achieve in 10 years, and this goal I want to achieve in, 5 years. And write it down like 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, about every item. So, and then think about, is it really like, can you really achieve that goal? So, if you have done that, what I want you to now is like count how many 1 years you have, how many 3 years you have, and how many 5 years and 10 years you have. And the next thing you can do is like really look at the goals who have set like 1 year, like which goal you want to achieve in 1 year. If it's 10, it's fine. If it's 15, it's also fine. If it's like just 2 or 3 goals, try to find some other goals for that year. But the next thing is what you can do is like really from those 1 year goals, like what you want to achieve, and now we come to the topic, what you want to achieve in 2020, really think about the 4 most important goals. Like from this list, from what you achieve in 1 year, like in 2020, what are the 4 most important goals? To those 3-year, 5-year and 10-year goals we will come later, but really think about what are those 1 year goals and really write down what are the 4 most important goals for 2020. When you've written it down, it's fascinating, like truly ask yourself why you have wrote down those 4 goals. Like, why are those 4 specific goals more important than the other ones? Like, really ask yourself, why is it so important for me that I want to achieve this goal? Is it for my personal ego? Is it because I dreamed of it since 5 years? Is it because, I don't know, this is a time limit? But really think about, why do you want to achieve those 4 goals? And you know, what's interesting is that now you have your 4 most important goals for 2020. But not only that, but you also have like a larger vision for yourself. Because if you look back at the items of 50 items, like how I mentioned above, like those 50 things you want to achieve in the next 10 years. Like now you know, okay, maybe you know your goals for 2020, but you also know your goals for 2023, 2025 and 2030. And this is what really matters. Just setting goals for 1 year is not enough. It's truly important that you have at least like a 10-year vision, even if those like 10-year goals are not that specific as those 1 year goals. But it's important that you, because that's what like most people like do, they set goals for 2020 and say, okay, then 2021, but truly think about what do you want to achieve in the next 10 years. And if you know that, I mean, if you know the why above those goals, I don't say it's easy to achieve those goals for 2020, but it's like the motivation you get from it, the motivation you get from those goals to achieve it. But to sum it all up, you have now your 4 most important goals for 2020. The last thing you can do is to like split it down. Like, if you have goal 1, what do you have to do in order to achieve this goal? What kind of a person do you have to be in order to achieve that goal? Really think about it. And then think about, okay, what do I have to do every month in order to achieve this goal? What I have to do every day or every week in order to achieve the monthly goal? And then break it down. And then you can really, really get to those goals. And if you have done this, you will actually achieve those 4 most important goals for yourself. And then the last thing I can say is that I wish you I know it's not that always easy to say, okay, then go and do that for yourself, but it's really important that you like work hard on those goals in order to actually achieve them, because you wrote it down, you know it by yourself. The last thing you can do is work on it. Work on it until you have achieved them. So, thank you very much, and I hope I got some ideas for your goal setting to 2020.